walk this earth like a god.
You scared? What? You scared? What? You scared? What? Kicking in the door, I make the bitches hit the floor for keys. Yeah.
Travis got it here, and I'm back with some more boxing. Kelly Bruk, Mr. Chocolate Brownie, is looking to make the biggest possible fights, according to his promoter, Eddie Hearn. Currently, they're looking at Cotto, Canelo, and Amir Khan, of course. They still want to make that fight. I think that fight would still be successful, the Amir Khan fight. But, I don't think it's a Wembley fight anymore. I think it's more of a O2 type of fight, which would sell. But, as far as them packing the Wembley Stadium, with that fight, that fight has lost some of the luster, to say the least. Amir Khan got knocked out by Canelo, and, Kelly Bruk got stopped by Triple G. The fight still, for that alone, both of those fighters were still in big fights. They just lost those fights. So the fight will still sell. But, I don't think it will sell as good as it did before. Both of them has been stopped. You know what I'm saying? So let me get into Eddie Hearn's statement real quick. We're looking at Cotto, Canelo, or Khan for Kel. If he gets to the stage where those fights don't happen, then maybe the Liam Smith fight. My instructions from Kel is to make the biggest fights in boxing. Liam is not one of those at the moment. Now, let me tell you why he's saying that Liam Smith isn't one of those options. First of all, Liam Smith called out Kelly Bruk after he lost to Canelo. He said that that's a fight that he won. And of course that's a fight that he won, because those two sparred before the Canelo fight, before the Triple G fight, and during the build-up, they were sparring. Liam Smith got the best of Kelly Bruk in that fight. Liam Smith just fought Canelo, Kelly Bruk just fought Triple G, so, that fight does make sense, and it will sell. But Liam Smith was beating Kelly Bruk's ass, so that fight isn't going to ever happen. So don't even think about it. Kelly Bruk isn't going to risk losing these other big fights that he could potentially get, for Liam Smith, because the Cotto and Canelo fights are bigger fights. Now let's talk about the Cotto and Canelo fights as potential fights for Chocolate Brownie. How did Kelly Bruk go from fighting all fucking bums to becoming a punching bag to the highest bidder? That's about what he's become. He did have some success with Triple G, but you know what? He fought Triple G because he got ran out of the welterweight division by Errol Spence. When Errol Spence became his mandatory, Kelly Bruk and Eddie Hearn was like, fuck, we got to do something about this. Errol Spence is becoming a problem. It's not guaranteed that Kelly is going to be able to win that fight. So we need to look for a bigger fight where even if you lose, then, your stock will still remain the same or go up. But if you lose to Errol Spence in your own division, then it's going to look bad on you. Either way it go, 2016 was the year for Kelly Bruk to get his ass whooped. Whether it was Errol Spence, we knew the Errol Spence fight was coming, regardless. Errol Spence been climbing those rankings for a while now. And he finally got to the mandatory. And Kelly Bruk, Mr. Mandatory, man. Hey, man, I'm only fighting JoJo Dan because he's my mandatory. Hey, man, I'm only fighting Kevin Bizier because he's my mandatory. Errol Spence is my mandatory? Oh, shit. Make the Triple G fight. I can't make 147 no more. I can't do it. It's not going to happen. I grew out of the division. But, I think he won't be able to make it now because he put on that muscle for Triple G. But if he wouldn't have took the Triple G fight, then he would have still been able to make 147. Not to mention, he ducked Diego Chavez after promising him a fight. They signed a contract, everything. The fight was only a week and a day away. Pulled out of the fight, and then he's never going to get a fight. Like, how do you do that? I ain't never heard of no shit like that. You sign a contract, it's going to be a fight. No, you ain't never getting a fight. Eddie Hearn said the contract was void. So, let's talk about the possible Cotto and Canelo fights. Now, Canelo will completely knock out Kelly Bruk. I think that fight that might actually happen on Cinco de Mayo weekend next year. Canelo got a title at 154, so he could always make that a championship fight and fight him at 154. Kelly Bruk said he's going down to 154 from 160 from the Triple G fight. He's just bouncing all over the place, ain't he? You at 147, then you go up to 160, and now Errol Smith's got you on a run. What the fuck is going on? Leave 147 to 160 to fight Triple G. Now you want to go back to 154. What the fuck is up with you, man? But Kell Brook is going to be easy work for Canelo. I mean, it's not going to be close. Kell Brook is an aggressive fighter. He does have some power. He will have the height advantage in that fight against Canelo, but it's not going to matter. And he's not really going to be able to land too easy on Canelo. Canelo's going to do a far better job on Kell Brook than Triple G did, because Kell Brook gave Triple G hell before, Kell Brook got injured. But that's going to be easy work, man. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of like almost a tailor-made opponent for Canelo. Come forward, he might even make it look easier than the Liam Smith fight. Because Kell Brook don't hold his hands up all high like that, covering his head all of the time and trying to block every fucking thing. He's going to actually be throwing more punches than Liam Smith was throwing instead of standing there blocking. And in that fight, Kell Brook is going to get knocked out. It's not going to be no shit like how Triple G did. Kell Brook never lost. He never left his feet in the Triple G fight. In this fight with Canelo, he's going to get knocked out. Then everybody's going to know, well, they already pretty much figured that Canelo is better than Triple G, right? Triple G is struggling with welterweights. And then, to make it even worse, Canelo take that fight and just like knock Kell Brook out cold, or stop him, period. It's just going to, make it even, it's going to show you why Triple G don't want to take the $10 million. I don't really want to see that fight, man. As far as entertainment, yeah, I think it'll be an entertaining fight as long as it lasts. But, it's not really a significant fight. It's just kind of like a money fight. I would rather see Canelo clean out 154 if he's going to fight down there, unless he can get the Billy Joe Saunders fight. And then he can go up there and get the WBO title up there. But, if he could still make 154, then I would like to see him fight another champion at 154. Maybe one of the Charlo brothers. See if they'll take a fight. They'll be able to sell that fight. Either one of those guys. I'm saying? Both of them American. And, they undefeated. So you can sell it. But most likely they're going to fight Kell Brook. And now, as far as Cotto goes, Cotto really doesn't go in for the kill, man. But, Cotto is a great boxer, man. And very strong. And naturally, he's left-handed, but he fight as orthodox. So, that left jab, it used to drop people. He dropped Joshua Clottey, and Joshua Clottey is known for having an amazing chin. Manny Pacquiao couldn't even drop Clottey, even when he was on his steroid run. But both Mayweather and Pacquiao admitted that Miguel Cotto was their toughest fight. Mayweather got busted up, bloody nose. He was over there looking fucked up. He ended up having to throw 700 punches to keep Cotto off of him. And he was still coming. You know what I'm saying? Mayweather had to throw the most punches that he's ever thrown in his professional career. Cotto pushed Mayweather to the limit. And Pacquiao thought he was tough laying on the ropes. He ended up getting his eardrum busted, and he had like a bandage wrapped around his whole head. He was looking like he got beaten in the head with a bat after that fight. So, I don't know if Cotto might not even care about getting a knockout. Like, yeah, I'll box you and shit, but, if you keep running up on Cotto, like how I expect Kell Brook to do, then he probably will get knocked out. Cotto is great to the body too. Just like Canelo, he's just not as strong as Canelo, but he's a great boxer, man, who is, pretty powerful. So it would be a good chance that Kell Brook would get stopped in that fight as well. But even if he don't, it's not a fight that he can win. He's not on Cotto or Canelo's level. All he does is fight fucking bums. He fought Porter, and then he sacrificed his undefeated record for money. You ain't really did shit, man. You exposed Triple G. I give him all the credit in the world for that. The Porter fight was close. He only landed 5 more shots, even though I think he deserved the victory. But he did expose Triple G, but you still lost. You know what I'm saying? You still lost that fight. No matter how you want to look at it, man, you exposed him, but you came up short. So currently, all of your wins, the fights that you've actually won, have all been against fucking bums. Besides Sean Porter, which was a very close fight. So, You know, they'd probably try to hype the fight up with Canelo or Cotto and sell the hell out of it because, you know, he did so well against Triple G. They're going to be like, yeah, you know, he busted Triple G. They'll start showing replays of him uppercutting Triple G off of the ground and all of that good shit. But, you know, he ain't got a chance in either one of those fights. You know, he need to go and fight one of those champions. At 154, you say you're going to 154? Why the fuck y'all talking about Cotto and Canelo? You know, Amir Khan, okay, that fight makes sense. It's still a domestic rivalry, but it's not going to be a championship fight. You know, but Amir Khan don't want to fight Kell Brook. He never did. He's already said that I will never fight him. He said it. And then when I did a video about it, everybody got pissed off. Shit, I ain't the one that said the shit he did. So fuck Amir Khan. You ain't giving me the fight that I want to see. He sacrifices a loss on his record too, to Canelo, knowing damn well he couldn't beat Canelo. You get knocked out at lightweight and junior welterweight, and then now you fighting a middleweight who's like strong as hell, gonna come in there way bigger than you. The fuck, man? Amir Khan ain't gonna fight him ever. So Kell Brook, he can forget about that one. And then Cotto Canelo, both will beat his ass. So, you know, I don't know why they're considering those opponents, but there'll be big fights. I guess Eddie Hearn like, fuck it. You know, he already done lost. He lost his undefeated record. So it's time to make some money fights. Now, you know, God forbid Kell Brook go and make one of these fights against like one of the Charlos and get beat by one of these fighters that aren't really big names. That would be horrible for his career. Maybe they understand this. See, if they lose to Cotto or Canelo, then you can kind of be like, okay, yeah, you know, they great fighters. You know, Cotto's a future Hall of Famer. Canelo is working on getting there. And I just came up short tonight. They can make, you know, they can kind of get away with saying that. But if Kell Brook go in there and lose to Jamal Charlo, you know, it's going to look real bad on him, man. Because not too many people know about him. Whether it's in the UK or America. It's going to be like a huge blow to his career. Same thing like if he was to lose to Errol Spence, but in that case, Errol Spence has all this hype surrounding him. So it would be more understandable if he lost to Errol Spence instead of losing to, you know, one of the Charlos. He ain't never going to fight Laura. Laura going to run away, make it a boring fight, and probably outbox him. So, you know, Kell Brook is being sacrificed now, man. That's what he's doing nowadays. He sacrificed to Triple G for money. Then they trying to sacrifice him to Canelo for money. You know, they trying to get that fight made for Cinco de Mayo next year. He gonna get knocked the fuck out. You know, they talking about Cotto. He probably gonna get knocked the fuck out. If not, he probably gets stopped to the body, man. But you know, if not, he's still gonna lose the decision, probably one-sided. Cotto got all of this experience with all of these fighters, man, whether current or former world champions, future Hall of Famers. He's fought both Mayweather and Pacquiao, got the experience of fighting those guys and others, Mosley. He ain't got no chance of hell in winning that fight, man. So Kell Brook need to cut this shit out and go and fight one of the fucking Charlos. Go get you a belt, man. Stop trying to sacrifice yourself and hold yourself out for money. You acting like a fucking prostitute out here. You go from being undefeated, fighting bums for like $200,000. Now you and your promoter is trying to get you knocked out for the most money, man. Get the fuck out of here, man. I'm Travis Gotti. Thank you for tuning in to Travis Gotti Boxing. Subscribe.
I gotta quit fucking with you.